Ever wonder what's really behind the headlines? Or why certain theories just won't go away? Dive into the world of the No Name Podcast, your go-to podcast for unraveling the mysteries of conspiracies, politics, and everyday life. Each week, we blend our opinions, analysis, with some storytelling to uncover the hidden layers of our world. From the latest political intrigue to the most fascinating conspiracy theories, we bring you a balanced dose of skepticism and insight. Whether you're a seasoned critical thinker or just curious about the whispers that swirl around us, we offer a space where your questions are welcome, and your mind can wander freely. Tune in, spark your curiosity, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. The No Name Podcast, where every episode is a new chance to think critically and see the world through a different lens. Don't miss out. Subscribe today and join the conversation.
Hey, welcome to the No Name Podcast. This is Jeremy.
What's up, everybody? It's Dustin.
And you know it's your boy Trey.
And we got Caitlin again for this bonus episode where we're going to talk about some movie action and some conspiracies or whatever you might call them. We call them theories here about, kind of, I don't know, when you watch certain movies, it doesn't even have to be movies. You know, we were talking about movies, but I mean, you look at like The Simpsons, you look at all these different things where it's like,
that's wild to me.
Foreshadowing, okay? I mean, even, have y'all ever seen that movie Idiocracy? Oh my gosh, Idiocracy.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen it.
Where they're drinking Kool-Aid, or not Kool-Aid, Gatorade.
Gatorade.
You got to have the electrolytes.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at the movie like that, you're like, man, the stupidity of the people.
Right.
Like we're there. I mean, we're there.
Gonna be past whatever's lower than stupid. We are definitely achieving high goals there.
I'm really curious though about The Simpsons, because more so than anything, just because I mean they seem to be hitting right on a lot.
Yeah.
The Simpsons been on for a long time, and I'm curious to see who their writers are.
Yeah.
Because half of those writers got to be dead by now. And when I say dead, like natural, I'm talking about their predictions too. They're in rooms that are not supposed to be in, sharing information
here.
Yeah, like it does. And then the show's been on forever, and it's still accurate. So, like for instance, just to kind of get us started, I know during COVID, they had the they kept showing this clip where these world leaders are in a room and they say, well, let's release a disease or something, and that and it was so pinpoint accurate. I was like, no, I literally said, no way, this is a real episode. And then the people were posting the episode, and you can, they had HBO at the time, or it's on Max or Disney or Max, one of those, and you can go watch the episode. Yeah. Like, oh, this is a real
absolutely
episode.
Bizarre, man.
Until recently.
What happened?
Did you see the one?
No.
Where Donald Trump was supposed to actually die. They got that one wrong.
We don't know that yet.
It ain't over yet.
That's
I mean,
true.
Over yet.
And I'm not. We do not. I do not support any violence or any candidate. Just want to make sure, because I'm not going to jail for that. All right? It's not something.
We're talking about The Simpsons.
Make sure we clarify for the Secret Service.
I mean, the guy's got a whole country after him now. Like literally.
What country?
What is it? Iran is the one that said that they were they were trying to go after him now. I mean,
wow.
You know, I don't remember. I think it was Iran. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure like they're literally gunning for him. So I mean, it's crazy, but you know, go back and listen to our other episode about that. But so what are some other movies or shows?
So let me start us off small, right? And then I'll get us to the future. And no pun intended on the next one. Back to the Future 2. And in that, they predicted that we'll have drones, we'll have video phones, we'll have hoverboards. We have all three.
Right.
And I think that's pretty crazy. But we see stuff like that. We see I think everybody's mind is that the Jetsons will be our future at some point.
Right.
And I think technology is pushing for the Jetsons. Now, I don't know. Like I always tell people, flying cars are the last thing you want, because
we can't even drive on the ground.
We can't even get people to stop DUIing. Can you imagine FUIing? Like flying under the influence? Like, bro, a lot of buildings gone. People, I said no. I said, if anything, you have to have a breathalyzer before you fly. Like, because it's gonna get out of control. So, okay, more recently we got the Terminator. We all know the Terminator predicted the use of AI, and your boy Elon Musk just dropped the robots.
Yep.
So, and that's, you got iRobot that says these robots, he said they will be able to watch your kids, walk your dog, take your kids. I'm like, that is.
Did you see the video of him landing the rocket back into the holster thing or whatever?
No way.
Oh man, you need to go watch it. That's intense.
Like he shot a rocket up and he brought it back down.
Brought it back down and landed
with a
it.
remote control?
I don't know how he did it, but watch the video.
I'm not trusting
It's
that.
intense.
That could be. I got to see it for myself. And ain't no rocket doing that.
Oh come on, Trey! If you watched it on the internet,
with deep fakes these days.
Hold on a second. You believe in the Constitution, but you don't believe in that.
The Constitution is hard copy paper.
It's paper.
Oh, I get what you're going, but they wasn't. This is old.
all right. So we got Terminator. What else?
Demolition Man. And you could even say Fifth Element had the same thing. They had the self-driving cars, video calling. Watch this. They also depicted in Demolition Man there would be smoking bans. We have that because if you watch a movie like Airplane, they're smoking on the plane.
Yep.
You can't do that these days. And the rise of Taco Bell, that Taco Bell will be a popular restaurant. It was. All right. It was. I mean, maybe it still is.
Is it the rise and the fall of Taco Bell?
Did they fall though? People are still, they still have commercials.
But have you seen some of their restaurants? They look in pretty disrepair.
They do.
They
do.
I don't know.
mean,
they haven't fallen yet, but
they're
I
on
don't know
the
if
edge.
it's far out.
Out of the movies that you've named so far, I would say the one that's, to me anyway, I feel like it's more accurate is Terminator.
I thought we were on a fast pace to Terminator.
As scary as that sounds, I don't believe like it's, the rise of the machines are going to take over and kill everybody, but they could.
Yeah.
Especially if you've heard that recording that I showed Jeremy on our Big Media episode. If you've heard that, where AI is talking about how the world would be a better place if humanity was.
Well, did I ever share? Did y'all see this? That is the AI that they created the AI software that it can learn and adapt. They left it alone for like 6 or 7 months. So I just kind of left it to be connected to the internet. When they came back for like in 6 months or something like that, it had the intelligence of a 3-year-old.
Oh wow!
Itself, it was learning by itself, uninterrupted, just gaining information from the internet. As you know, I guess whenever they turned it on, it would play. And I was like, A, that's dangerous. B, what's that new movie? The Creator. It came out with John Washington. It shows you what AI can do. AI, if we trust AI to a certain point with no human supervision, I think it's showing now that we probably get a nuclear bomb and go off because they can set it off, just like you said, to get rid of us.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got Blade Runner. I can't remember Blade Runner, but I think it's a futuristic movie.
It's like Mad Max, I think.
More so Mad Max. I didn't like Mad Max. I don't think that's the future I will look forward to.
No, I would think that would be what would happen after.
Yeah. Like, do you think that we would ever get to, like, these movies are predicting this AI culture that would get us to a point where we're living like that?
I think it's possible. I'm not saying that.
Like nuclear bomb, like the AI machines will send nuclear bombs off to these random countries to kill us. Do y'all think it'll be amazing? Like, do you think civilization would go that crazy?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but
no faith in me.
I look at it this way.
We don't. I mean, there's not, because we've talked about it before. It's like once the technology exists, you're going to become dependent on it, and then they're going to use it for their gain.
Well,
and we're just going to fall into it like we always do because we're sheeple.
Well, we already are dependent on it. I mean, I know many people who say, I can't live without the internet.
Yeah.
I can live without just about anything, but I can't live without my internet. So there you go. You're dependent on it.
What about Minority Report? Y'all seen that?
That's been a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think
that movie is. It's one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. Even though I do like a good Tom Hanks movie. It talks about so to get into your house and stuff, you got to use your face. Get into your phone, you got to use your face, and then eventually you log with I can't remember. Somehow this machine tells if you're going to be violent or not. Like if you have the option to be violent. So
right.
let's say for instance, me and my wife get in an argument, and I'm thinking in my head, I just want to push her down the steps. The machine will send that to the police.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and be the only one that has thought bad things about your spouse, kids, whatever.
He didn't think that, for the record. God, I hope she's not listening.
What you mean? That's it. I can be honest. I'm not saying I've thought about pushing my wife down the steps. I'm just saying some days she's like, huh, interesting, just interesting thoughts. But I'm just saying, like, it would, in the movie, they would predict if you would do something bad and they'll come arrest you before you do it. And I would never forget one of the most crazy scenes in the movie. This guy got in an argument with his wife. He's stressed. And they bust through the window like the SWAT team and they're arresting him. And he said, I just thought about it. I wasn't going to do it.
Huh.
And they said, no, but this machine says you had a high probability of doing it. So, you're going to jail.
Right.
So I think we are on that track. Think about it. Think about this. If we have a lot of, I wouldn't say defund the police because that's so political term, but like let's say we want to take the human element out of the police. That would likely probably drive down a lot of cases that we see in the media, right? But also it could also drive up a lot of mistaken situations too.
Yeah.
So I always look at it and say you have to have I prefer RoboCop. Preferably, that would just be cool to see. But I think we are on pace. What's wrong with RoboCop? What do you mean? Hey, RoboCop was probably one of the better movies of the 80s. What are you talking about? That's a childhood movie for me. That was awesome.
RoboCop sucks.
What was bad about RoboCop? It's the future.
RoboCop in general. He's just. He's just.
He wasn't
slow.
Terminator, but he was just.
He's too slow. How's he going to be a protector of anything? He's too slow.
The first Terminator was slow. He's the first RoboCop. That movie may need a remake. I'll give you that.
I'd love to see RoboCop up against Terminator.
Well, RoboCop is partially still human, so be easy there. 'Cause that's not even fair.
Arnold would destroy him.
Well, because we don't even know who RoboCop is. Okay, this poor little guy
Anyway.
doing a police job. And
You know what? A movie
messed
you
up.
haven't named that I actually
go ahead.
think could happen. Purge.
It hasn't happened yet.
Why did you go so dark?
I'm dark anyway.
I was about to say, what do you expect?
Right.
That is true.
We've talked about The Purge quite a few times because what an interesting movie, and especially when you start looking at kind of what they were trying to accomplish with that was trying to get rid of the poor people. Spoiler alert.
Well,
you
not
hadn't
only
seen it.
that-
It's been
You seen the
out
origin?
long
Not
enough.
That's the
only
origin.
that.
Yeah,
The origin.
exactly.
One.
It was trying to get rid of the poor people.
And then they wouldn't fighting and stuff like they wanted them to do.
Yep.
And they sent in the violence.
The people
Yeah.
weren't doing what they wanted them to do. So that's when the government got involved and started doing their own thing. So, hasn't happened yet. I hope it doesn't because, that's...
And I said it could happen. But think about it.
We're talking about things that have
Yeah.
happened at this point.
Yeah, like-
Okay,
So-
then. Well,
yeah.
Well,
Just saying.
Well, I'll give you another one. Contagion.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't
Oh,
seen it.
I was
either.
Can't talk
man.
about that. It hasn't happened yet.
It has happened. and that is it wasn't as deadly. It wasn't as deadly, but in Contagion, there's a virus that gets out and it starts killing people and it kind of starts shutting down. Now, in Contagion, it's the extreme version of what we went through with COVID, which is the virus is so bad they do martial law because they have to keep people in place. But the virus end up killing people, and of course they end up finding a cure at the end. But like that's pretty much what we experience on a very, I say, level 1 stage.
So they were going like the Tim Walz opportunity of, martial law, where if you left your house, it was, you get, either sent to jail or fined or whatever.
Oh no, you was getting taken to the court, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Don't go try to go too political. I see what you're trying to do there.
I'm just saying that part of it has kind of come true if you live there.
Right,
So, he had his own martial law right there in his own state.
In some ways.
You're talking about that kind of reminds me of what is it? I Am Legend.
Yeah. Yes.
It's the same kind of
See,
concept.
Jeremy
right?
wants that to happen. Jeremy wants I Am Legend to happen. So when he sells off into the sunset and becomes a zombie.
You want World War Z to happen?
No, I do not.
No,
No.
not those kind of zombies.
See,
Never.
no one wants World War Z to happen
No.
because those zombies run faster than life.
Yes. Uh-huh.
The Walking Dead.
I would turn into Jeremy to just kill me now because that's I'm not running from that. I'm
Thank
not even
you.
going to try
That's
to
exactly
run
what
from-
I've been saying.
Okay, what about this one, and which I didn't even think about in Cable Guy? He
I know
says-
exactly what you're talking
that
about.
scene where he says, "Soon, every American will have a computer and a phone and TV all in one, and they will be able to do online games." And he's going crazy and saying this, and see, they package the truth with a crazy person, and what do we all have?
Right.
I was watching the game from my iPad. I was watching the game on it when I was driving, but I also had the game on, and I wasn't watching it.
That's not advised.
No, yeah, I mean, unless you're experienced driver like
That's
yourself.
funny that you're saying that because I'm sitting here thinking now there's like 3 Jim Carrey movies that
Truman Show too is
Yep,
on
Truman
here,
Show.
Yeah.
Yep.
where and then when you hear him talk too about how we live as people, he
He's
was
very insightful
Yeah.
when you actually look at him in an
Yeah.
interview, not by an interviewer, but when when he's actually just talking, he's actually very intriguing to hear. But when you're talking about the cable guy, I just think about him just knocking on the door. It's like, cable guy,
Yeah, me too. That's what I think of.
yeah.
I'll give you one that's happening as we speak. Her. You seen the movie Her?
I don't know that
ATR?
one. No.
Oh my gosh. Homework assignment for all the people who don't watch movies like I do is a guy who has a phone. It's not
Oh yeah, where he
yeah.
falls in
love with the
her.
phone
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
phone and
Weird as crap.
and so
Yeah, it's
everybody
weird.
no what? But it's not weird. It's here. Because
True.
now you can talk to Chat GBT, or I think another one just dropped with Microsoft, and you can have legitimate conversations with them and ask it to change its dialect to meet what you know. And then you can say, hey, the girl was testing that on TikTok the other day, and she was like, it's real proper. She's like, can you use a little bit of slang? Because I talk with slang. And she said, what kind of slang? And she said it. And then the Chat GBT took a second to do its thing and started talking to her using words like cap and slang. I was like, wait, what? And so as
Make it
this
feel more realistic.
yeah, make them feel more comfortable. And so if people are using, can you think about our kids growing up with this kind of technology where they don't want to talk to people anymore?
Yeah.
They can talk to,
They don't have to.
They can talk to Sheila, the Chat GBT machine, and Sheila's going to, watch this. Can you imagine having more respect for Sheila than your parents? Because Sheila listens.
Oh man.
Sheila's,
That-
watch
it's
this.
kinda
Sheila is
like-
comforting.
That movie, not Annabelle the doll, but the new one they just came out with. I think it's called Annabelle, where like it's a robot, but she's a child.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but she's evil too, though.
Yeah. What, is
I
that
can't.
Annabelle?
Is Anna?
Megan.
No, Megan.
Yes, it's Megan.
Movie.
That's a creepy
Yes,
movie too.
It is a good
good.
movie.
They put
That's
that fake
good.
skin on her.
Yes, but like the kid is supposed to be there and take care of the other child
Yeah.
and listen to them and all
Oh.
of that, and she acquires all of that
Yeah,
information.
and it gets real violent towards parents.
Right.
Yeah,
It is
I was
very
seeing it,
good
and I was like,
movie.
yeah, that would
They're
never
making
come to my house.
They're making a second one.
Yeah.
I mean, it needs to. And I think and when you look at some of the Back to the Future movies or some of the other movies that point to stuff like 9/11 that we all dive into those conversations, is I think it's something to be said. And if you listen to this episode, that the things that you watch may be telling you about a future that's already here. And I think you need to keep your eyes open.
The Matrix.
We're plugged in, bro. That's one movie I believe,
Absolutely.
like,
Absolutely.
when you call it sheeple,
Yep.
bro, the Matrix, every time people think like, bro, we just plugged into this vice.
Mm-hmm.
So
I shared a picture on our Facebook page today of the chemtrails in the sky, and these people are on the beach, and every one of them has their head buried in the sand.
because you think they're getting poisoned, don't even know.
No, dude. Your head's buried in the sand. You're not paying attention
To the chemtrails?
to everything that's around you, of what they're doing to you and doing to everybody in society in general. You're
But do
burying
you-
your head in the sand.
Like for instance, like
You're being blind.
the
to
Truman
it.
Show, the Cable Guy, all these different movies that give, and people watch these movies. I Am Legend,
Right.
and like for instance, I always send, I follow this guy, and he tells you about every recall in groceries, like any recall that happens in groceries, he's gonna share it with you.
Yeah.
Like this is his life goal, and I'll send it to Dustin every time. You think that's gonna stop us from eating meat?
Nope.
No, it's just like
Just don't buy that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't get your meat from Walmart. You know?
But the crazy thing, this thing had like 18 grocery stores on here, major ones. I was like,
Oh wow.
yeah, I might lay low on this one for a couple of months.
Well,
That's it.
think about it. It's just like I had already said before. It's like 100 years ago, or a little over 100 years ago, 90% of the food that we have now didn't exist. Neither did the diseases that we have now,
Yeah.
and the health problems we have now. They didn't exist then either.
True that.
They're poisoning us daily, and we've accepted it because it's convenient.
I mean, it's just all about getting it quick and getting it easy, and
Which-
most of the time getting it cheap.
Yeah, which goes to fast food.
Yep.
What's
Yep.
the
Fast
what's the
food, frozen
easiest-
foods, the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Like, what's the easiest way?
Sugar.
But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up this bonus episode. Kind of flew through some of these, but man,
Go watch her.
Go watch The Matrix.
If you haven't
was-
seen The Matrix at this point, I'd be surprised.
We need to go back and watch some of these old.
Has anybody in here not seen The Matrix?
No, I've seen it.
Okay, good. Have you seen the new one?
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
All right.
Oh, it's good.
Just
So
wondering.
good.
Just
I like
wondering.
all of them.
What about Leave the World Behind?
Oh,
The new one.
have y'all seen it?
Don't he?
See, we gonna talk off. We gonna talk.
The smart car scene.
Jeremy didn't watch it because who was produced.
Oh no, I watched it, and I'll tell you this: I didn't know who produced it until I saw the credits at the end, and I'm like, "This is a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie." And literally, it had. I was so pissed at the end of the movie because I'm like, they could have done so much better. This is the worst ending I've ever seen. And then the
Yes.
credits hit, and I said, "Now I know why."
But I'm
I
gonna tell you.
haven't seen it, so now I gotta go.
I'm-
Don't waste your time.
No. Go.
Who
No, wait.
produced
It is really good.
Obama.
Oh,
That's what I said. But hold on. We'll talk off. We will talk off the mic. But the ending of that movie, it did exactly what it's supposed to do. It showed you Gen Z in a nutshell. Gen Z doesn't give a flip about saving a family. If they're like, watch this. She went up there, and granted, they didn't listen to her. You know, they have some right. I'm not gonna tell you. No, you'll see. You'll see. What I'm telling you has nothing to do with the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Right.
Just do it.
You know,
I'm
but
here
even-
for it.
I can tell you the
Okay.
end, and you can still gonna be like, wait, what? And then when you go back and watch the movie, and then you see it, you're like,
Tell me the end. I don't care about the time. Tell me the end. I want to know because that was one of the worst endings I've ever seen on a movie, and I was so mad at the end. I'm like, I cannot believe I wasted
I agree.
all this time.
hey everyone, I know you're probably enjoying this episode, but we're going to cut this in part 2 because we have so much more information we want to get out to. We'll love to hear your feedback about part 1 and also about part 2. Hey, keep listening. We hope to see you back soon.